Kingfisher. 如果唔係咁派緊嘢一次一次，你問佢攞幾多你俾幾多啦。但係個仆街行過問佢啊，搭纜車都夠膽死講嘅喎，佢哋都有差400幾蚊喎，嗰個肯俾喎，哇好嘢喎，咁啊冇計啊，啱住就傻。
Alright, so with the last update, Driving Empire has released props. Now this is going to be kind of like the full overview of it, I guess. Anyway, so with props, there's this new UI icon down here. I don't know if it's different for the new UI, because I know there is like a beta testing, but it should look like this. And once you click on it, you have these. So you have a fence, you have a fire hydrant, you have a flare, I guess. I didn't know that. Hot dog stand, staircase, ladder, ramp, signs, and stuff like that. There's actually quite a few options. I think ramp can be used to troll, and I might be using it. Anyway, so, I mean, it's pretty simple. You have a settings icon here, so settings, prop visibility. You have either everyone's or no one's. You have prop collisions, so for example, with the ramp, I'll put it down, I'll put it back down here. So if you have none, obviously you won't actually have a collision. If you have it on everyone, well, now I've fallen through the ground. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so that's that. There is obviously prop placement. It's like smooth and then 45 degrees. I don't know if you can, I don't know how you rotate it with smooth. I think it's based on your camera. There it is. Okay. I guess I can't place a prop here? I don't know. The 45 snap thing is... So that's the settings for you. Despawn and unequip is pretty simple. If you have something like this down here, unequip means it's gone. Despawn, if you have something placed, you press despawn all, it'll do that. If you do have something placed and you don't want to despawn everything, like say you were meant to spawn like this and you accidentally misplaced this, press this little icon down here, press on the thing, and it's gone. Obviously make sure to press this again before you do despawn it. But that's really it. To be honest with the props, there's like obviously some cool things that you could probably do, like how far to jump. I honestly don't know how to do this like rotating thing, because like kind of weird. Like, why is this not rotating? I'm pressing, I don't know what it is to rotate. I guess it's the body. Okay, so that's a little bit. Yeah, you can't place things inside of each other, which kind of sucks. So you can't make like a I guess a bowl something with the ramps, but you can do some pretty cool stuff. Like, I wanted to go ahead and spawn a car. You do, you know, like jump over buses type thing. Shit, might do that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool update. It's gonna be weird. Obviously, if you're on a random public server, probably have your prop collisions off. That would probably be a good idea. Now, I don't know if they actually like have collisions in races. I assume that like they don't, even if you have the setting on, because if they have collisions in races, I think it would probably be bad. But there's a lot of possibilities with this. Like, you can have like role plays where there's like roadworks, say, like, you know, there's like roadworks over here. I don't know, I'll just place these. There's roadworks, you have to road close, you have to go the opposite way, you have to go around or something. You know, there's a lot of opportunities. Now, you can only place 25 items. So if you did want to do like a really big role play, you'd obviously get a bunch of people to place things. So like, you would place, say, the signs around. Maybe you'd have the job of placing signs, then someone else would have the job of placing fences, kind of like this. Someone else had the option to place code. Spawn limit reached. I have only placed 24. Okay, there we go. 25. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole props update. I think it's cool. You can't place props in cars, which makes sense. I'm assuming you can't place them in races. I'm not going to test it out. I think it's cool. There's definitely going to be dedicated roleplay servers for this. So if you want to go ahead and do roleplay with the props, go ahead and do that. I might not do that. I might do some trolling with the ramp, because I feel like that would be kind of fun. But anyway, that's the props update for you. If you have any questions, I'll answer them in the comments. If I do have an answer, if I don't reply to your message, then I probably don't have the answer for it. Yeah, I think it's a nice update. I'm not going to use it that much, other than probably to troll. If you do like roleplays, go ahead and do that. But yeah, that's the whole pop stuff. Is the whole. I don't know what else to say. Have a good day.
Is a major chord. This is a minor chord. And this is a neutral chord. And as the name and the sound of the triad might suggest, the neutral chord is situated in between the two earlier triads. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the piano, you might be thinking, well, the only difference between a minor and a major triad is the middle note, which differs by only a semitone. So, how can there be another triad in between? And you're right, at least in the context of a 12-tone system, as opposed to just 12. Well, that's what we call 31 equal temperament system in the first, which is defined by confusing the frequency or integers of 2 times that, because its frequency is just 1 times the fundamental frequency, to 120 Hz. Tuned using 12-tone equal temperament, we can see that it's really close to the frequency of E6, which is a perfect fifth above our second harmonic, A5. In other words, the distance between the second and third harmonic is what we call a pure perfect fifth, or a bond to the harmonic numbers, every pure interval. You just need to expand the harmonic series to include enough notes. By dividing an octave into 12 equal divisions, which I'll call 12 Ito from now on, we end up with a pretty good approximation to those intervals. In practice, we use 12 Ito instead of just the earlier. It has a spacing of approximately 1.498, which is really close to 3/2. As another example, a just perfect fourth has a ratio of 4:3, and in 12 Ito, a perfect fourth has a spacing of about 1.335. 31 Ito also happens to be a pretty good approximation to just intonation. You can verify this for yourself by using a similar method to the one from earlier. But first, we need to see how the extra notes fit within this new context. To visualize the 31 Ito system, we can use our familiar 12 Ito system as a foundation. On the keyboard, every black note in 12 Ito is replaced with 4 new notes, and every gap between 2 contiguous white notes now has 2 new notes. Now, there are different ways of labeling the notes in 31 Ito, but we'll employ the use of half sharps and half flats, where half sharp is just a baby sharp and a half flat is just a baby flat. To go from, say, C to D, instead of just passing through a single note like in 12 Ito, we need to pass through 4. C half sharp, C sharp, D flat, and D half flat. Take a moment to understand the progression here. This process repeats every time we encounter a black note in 12 Ito. It's also worth noting that C sharp and D flat are no longer harmonically equivalent like they are in 12 Ito. Now, to go from, say, E to F, we need to pass through E half sharp and F half flat. And this process repeats every time we encounter 2 adjacent white notes. So a perfect fifth in 31 Ito is 18 steps as opposed to 7. Keep in mind, however, that this is merely a way of visualizing 31 Ito using 12 Ito as our foundation. By dividing an octave into 31 divisions, none of our resulting notes will sound the same as those from 12 Ito. save for the first one. If we further divide a semitone from 12 Ito into 100 equal units, which we call cents, then a step in 31 Ito will have a value of about 38.71 cents. Note that 31 times 38.71 is equal to 12 times 100, meaning an octave remains the same in both systems. So now I've introduced a new tuning system to you, and hopefully I haven't confused you too much. But this doesn't answer the original question. Where is the neutral chord? Well, to answer that, let's focus on a subset of notes within an octave, from A to E. Notation-wise, the major and minor chords are the same as in 12 Ito. The middle note of A minor is C, and the middle note of A major is C sharp. And as you can see, we do indeed have a note in between the C and C sharp, C half sharp. And that is how the neutral chord can exist. Regardless of what note you use as the root, there will now always be a note that exists in between the middle notes of the minor and major triads, meaning a neutral chord can be built off of any note. But why stop there? In 12 Ito, if we increase the middle note of a major triad by one semitone, we end up with a sus4 triad. But in 31 Ito, we have a few more notes in between. If we bump up the middle note of a major triad in 31 Ito by an additional step, we end up with what we call the super major. And if we bump down the middle note of a minor triad in 31 Ito, we end up with the sub minor. It's important to note that the major and minor triads in 31 Ito are actually slightly different from the ones in 12 Ito. If we count the number of cents in a minor third, we get 300 cents in 12 Ito and about 309.68 in 31 Ito. While a major third in 12 Ito is 400 cents, it's about 387.1 in 31 Ito. Fortunately, these minor differences are fairly perceptible year. Of course, this is the only way to spell super major.
幫我去攞一條片出嚟，一條啊，白色嗰隻，唔係黃色嗰隻啊。真得好。
咧係2025年7月29日嘅星期二啊，係啦。不過咧，今集咧就有少少特別嘅，咁啊橫跨2日啦，咁啊亦都與此同時咧，今日呢個日子啦，7月29號星期二咧，如果大家有印象咧，就係喺一個禮拜前，咁啊天文台掛出咗呢個黑色暴雨警告信號啊，咁啊朝頭早9點幾咧喺呢個港島區同埋呢個觀塘區、西貢區咧都落到非常之大嘅雨啊，係啦，咁所以咧今日咧嘅開工時間咧就比較遲少少嘅，咁啊喺呢個荔枝角附近、美孚附近咧就接到客啦，咁呢個客咧就喺翻呢個地方就係貨櫃碼頭附近嘅位置啊，係啦，咁啊葵涌嘅和物流中心啦，去九龍嘅基鐵站嘅，我都係第一次入嚟啊，咁所以頭先一入嚟嘅時候咧就唔小心就入錯咗路口。係啦，咁啊講翻路線先，咁啊出翻嚟嘅時候咧，咁我就會繼續行翻呢個貨櫃碼頭南路啦，然後跟住喺呢度做個 U-turn， 係啦，咁啊然後咧跟住我要上翻去揾翻路咧，就上翻去連翔道同埋三號仔嘅，係啦，咁啊所以咧就沿住貨櫃碼頭南路啦，一路直行啦，咁跟住咧再喺前面度轉左，係。咁啊，前面咧一路直去嘅時候會駁翻呢個美青路，咁跟住再喺迴旋處轉右咧，就會上翻嚟3號幹線啦，係啦，咁啊3號幹線去呢個九龍基鐵站啦，咁啊係啦，咁啊啲大廈好鬼死大雨啊，一去到近港島區位置咧就非常之大雨。好啦，咁啊差唔多咧就去經翻基鐵站呢邊啦，然後跟住再經個基鐵站嘅位置，落翻嚟亞長道，咁啊準備落客 ，OK 搞掂啦。咁啊搞掂完之後咧，嚟到呢個九龍基鐵站附近嘅位置咧，咁就有一入去睇下呢個即係呢個基鐵站排隊啦，係啦，咁啊排，咁啊睇下究竟會係有冇客咁樣啦，係啦。咁啊呢個排，咁當排一陣嘅時候咧，就見到有一支咧飛的嘅客啊，咁啊去翻九龍基鐵站嘅，咁不過問個客咧，就好似唔係好知自己應該可以喺邊度等，咁所以我就叫佢企定定啦，唔好喐啦。咁啊雖然呢個唔係正式嘅一個上客位啊，不過咧佢都唔識點樣落翻去下低咧就上客，咁所以咧就喺度接一接翻去啦。咁啊係啦，咁啊比較多嘢啊。九龍基鐵站去邊咧？青衣嘅青富苑，咁啊一個好易好快完成嘅行程嘅。咁啊喺基鐵站出翻嚟啦，咁啊係呢一個亞長道，咁然後咧就左轉入嚟柯士甸道再左轉入翻嚟連翔道嘅位置，然後咧就可以又上翻去3號仔啦。咁啊，我一定話行3號仔嘅，因為咧青衣青富苑咧就可以喺3號仔咧有個位咧就青衣南啊嘅出口啦，就可以落翻去青衣南橋嘅位置啊，咁啊非常之快同埋簡單直接啲嘅路線嚟嘅，係啦。好啦，咁啊差唔多嘅時候咧，要靠翻去左手邊嘅位置啦，係啦，咁啊然後咧跟住咧就會喺青衣南啊過晒貨櫃碼頭咧，第一個出口會出住嘅，咁啊轉埋呢個彎左手邊，咁啊直接落橋嘅時候咧就會駁翻去青衣南橋嘅位置，咁跟住咧再喺前面咧就轉入青衣路，咁啊跟住咧就可以走去放低個客啦，咁啊係啦，咁啊非常之。 sides of the circle, we have C and F sharp in a frequency ratio of square root 2. Moving around the circle once, we have a ratio of 2. And moving around twice, we get a ratio of 2 times 2, in other words, 4. As you can see, the circle is logarithmic, so 1.5 falls here, 1.25 here, and 1.75 here. In linear terms, these numbers would be equally spaced, but when perceived musically, we hear a big leap from here to here, a medium one from here to here, a small one from here to here, and an even smaller one from here back to our root C. Now let's drop the decimal notation and look at these as ratios. Historically, 5 quarters and 3 halves were considered consonant intervals, but as you may notice, the 5 quarters falls a little flat of what we're used to hearing as the note E. You see, it was decided that having all of the bits classes distributed equally was so practical that we could afford to give up some of that sweet consonants. A highlight of this practicality.
Strawberry Fields Forever, take 7, remix from 4 track, take 6.
除咗有35年以嚟最強嘅10號波啦，亦都有上咗兩個香港之後撐咗上越南瓜柴，但係又落翻海翻山打回頭嘅山神喎，仲有兜咗2個圈4度逼近香港嘅貝碧加添。嚟到11月嘅淡季啦，會唔會都仲有機會打風呢？11月打風平均27年一次，試過打到正，好似10號波咁啊！颱風就好似個氣球咁，本身係唔識喐㗎，要靠佢周圍嘅高空氣流帶住佢先識行嘅。喺夏天，
痛嘅嘢。
Toys my kids won't play with, and why? Here we're back at my daughter's room. Toy box. Love this Barbie house. That. Very cheap plastic. $20 maybe at the time. It opens up and you got a full apartment. Your apartment here. With even a bathroom. Doesn't get played with, but it shows a lot of wear and tear on this back. It's a little stiff. Doesn't. That's a cute pattern though. Now this used to have a lot more accessories. Close to that. Lost or combined. These built-in things like the shower. I don't know. I always liked that as a kid. There is a few accessories left, like a teapot, which you can put in the kitchen, and then the kitchen can turn into your dining room. But none of this matters because she doesn't like Barbies. Toys my kids won't play with, and why? Here we're back in my daughter's room in her big toy box. Love this Barbie house.
this boy invented a device to protect his face because, after spending a long time on his phone, it would fall on his face when he fell. It is often said that only those chosen by destiny can pull the sword from the stone at Disneyland. A man once tried with all his might, yet the sword didn't budge an inch, no matter how hard he tried. It seems he wasn't the main character of this tale. On the other hand, children appear to pull the sword out with surprising ease. Could it be that they are the chosen ones? In reality, this phenomenon can be attributed to a special mechanism inside the sword. Since Disneyland is a place beloved by children, it's highly likely that this mechanism is designed to favor them. Park staff can activate this feature at specific moments, making the sword easier to pull. This not only adds an element of surprise and wonder, but also enhances the appeal of the attraction.
1 second, please. This popcorn pop. You see, inside a kernel is a tiny drop of water, and when you apply heat, this water turns into steam. Then why do some of them not pop? Now you might think you're not using enough heat.
Wow,
or
they said they
cooking it
got
long
guys
enough,
真的快要饿死了。这是什么？哇，彩券！哇靠！真的中500万！拿到钱后，我先花100万买了豪车，车牌就选4个8。100万买游艇出海钓小卷，100万请个超商的真妹店员当秘书。当然要完成梦想，在巷口开间华强水果店，看来水果店还赚了不少钱。我觉得财神真的眷顾我。靠北，虽然玩骑赌马，3把全输，不甘心把水果行和豪车都卖掉。all in赛马场最后选输光。
Looks like to watch a video on a full-fledged e-ink smartphone. Pretty wild experience. Definitely not for everyone, of course, but the application is intriguing. It's cool that the Hisense A9 Pro comes with such simple packaging, and even though the phone is off, the screen appears to still be on, which is wild. Hisense is using an e-ink Carta 1200 display, which is the same type of technology that's on a Kindle Paperwhite. It scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. The frame of the A9 Pro does appear to be made from plastic, and up top we have a headphone jack. With the phone being plastic, I am slightly nervous about its structural integrity, but when bent from the front, we see some ginormous flexing. Bending from the backside, it also has quite a bit of flex. It's only after the third bend that the screen starts to crack, losing all functionality, with pixels perpetually and permanently parked at their prior points of photonic perception. This is what it looks like to watch a video.
Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem show. Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem show.
What does an 80-kilogram transformation truly look like? From a simple machine of wood and fabric to a star-faring legend. It began as a room-sized calculator and will end as a part of our minds. When did a simple phone call become a portal to another reality? When did a simple phone call become a portal to another reality?
Motorola.
From this formal 19th century gown, for centuries these walls were inescapable, but the real prison
Ray also cracked. Top left, turn right, and the side screen cracked.
有傷口，細菌、病毒、真菌隨時乘虛而入。必透點消毒殺菌，防止傷口感染，加快痊愈。有傷口。
我咧係有啲相似嘅。另外有一個好重要嘅重點就係咧，佢哋上面係抌咗好大量嘅椰絲嘅。咁啲椰絲係有薑黃味嘅。咁佢同其他肉啊、飯啊所有配料嗰個配搭都係非常之夾嘅。成個飯嗰個層次口感咧都係好出色嘅，我覺得。咁另外沙律嘅話咧就係沙律菜配呢個葱啦，咁啊酸酸地開胃嘅。另外台頭咧係有一大啱嘅醃洋葱粒啊，係酸酸地跟住爽脆嘅口感，撈埋個飯食亦都係非常之好食嘅。另外咧仲有細細杯嘢飲啊，咁嗰杯就係辣嚟嘅，即係落入品咁樣啦，咁都好味嘅。咁如果大家覺得好味，可以再嗌杯大杯啲，咁啊400yen。總括而言咧，呢間都一定會再食㗎啦，非常之出色。咁啊下一間，第五間就嚟到我身後一間叫做 Waterford 嘅鋪頭啊。咁呢個位置咧喺千代企啊，我哋啱啱喺深西橋站搭咗3個站過嚟嘅。呢間係好特別嘅，食啲斯里蘭式嘅咖喱嘅，呢個係夏日嘅6.08蚊。
問下佢，我哋真係玩住嚟做㗎，又玩又有錢收啊！
都係有糧出㗎嘛。
最推薦嘅飯嘅海鮮同埋肉有蝦、雞，咁我哋就揀咗呢個嘅。
你而家翻嚟收租喎。
有冷廚，做其他嘅款式嘅。啱啱嗰個係佢哋最推介，咁我一人就係5至600yen咯，一啲嘅百事啊或者茶咁樣，仲有比較正嘅。斯里蘭卡人嚟嘅，嚟咗有時有那些事啦，好睇先可以用英文溝通。Not very spicy, right? Okay.
呢隻湯圓嚟嘅喎。
食咗辣，少少辣，落咗蛋之後，
哎呀，湯圓
呢個菜菜跟住放入到個上面，即刻佢出嚟就變嗰啲配菜都6種，跟住再加嗰啲。
呢個係湯圓嚟嘅喎，水嚟嘅喎。
脆片。
係喎，我湯圓好似個老豆咁嚟嘅喎。
上面鹹鹹醬，只有呢種鹹量，到底哪能夠同埋放入少少少少。
好嘛？睇下先啊。
呢啲講中意養嘅朋友就係咁開心。有幾個咧，佢啲羊肉會有少少硬嘅，有時會少少。就唔識佢個肉咧，我覺得可能有少少重口味，可以試下加啲側面嗰啲配料試一試，都係重佢嚟嘅。
Enough for him whom cherubim
In order to modulate the tritone away from C, it's a really nice little trick. This actually comes from classical music, but my C triad goes up to D flat, and my C goes down to B, right? So I got, and that is cool. So you can actually do this again and again, and it never fails to excite you. So I'm in C, and I'm going to go, yeah, and then I'm back in C again because I've gone tritone, tritone, where I started.
G。
Yo guys, so we have a brand new update in Driving Empire, and it consists of 2 new Nissans. One of them consists of the 1998 Nissan R390 GT1 Pro car, and then the other is actually a free car. This is how you get it. So you're gonna go to settings, and then you're gonna go to where you put codes in, and you're just PR Vault to celebrate. So yes, right now in Driving Empire, you can get a brand new Nissan GTR for completely free. And along with it, the R390 is $2 million. This one's obviously not free, but at least you do get a free car. And not just that, we actually have a brand new feature.
啲狗反而都唔係啊，啲狗都反而會瞓身啊！嚇，豬骨真係咁叫，唔係喎，如果啲豬骨睇下邊啲骨啦，有啲大骨我唔會俾佢食㗎。佢哋口痕啊嘛，喺度嚼咬嘛，一嚿骨頭可以玩好耐㗎佢哋。
Hello， 各位網友，大家好！好多香港人諗住問英國5+1食冇食。
哎呀！哎呀！開！你打媽做啊！關你個攬度瞓啦，你個攬咧。你上台啦嚇，坐定。
Have a good. What? Have a good Jesus. Infinite. Highway Infinities. Steve.
This smartphone has a 200 megapixel camera, a 120Hz HDR10 Plus display, 256 gigabytes of storage, 210 watt charging. It costs just the value proposition is better than quite possibly any other piece of tech on the planet. This is Xiaomi's Redmi Note 12 Discovery Edition. And it's a phone so packed with high-end features that it just begs the question, how on earth it's possible? We'll get to that. But first, you get the insert with a clear case on top, pretty standard and squidgy. Then the phone, a USB-C cable, and then this 210 watt charging brick, which is not as big as you might expect, given its preposterous specification. And that's because it's swapped out the silicon that most electronics have traditionally used for the much more efficient material, gallium nitride.
Night at the front room, yes.
To show you here. But obviously the very first thing we should do is charge the thing. So it's completely dead right now. So let's plug it into the mains. They said this could be charged from flat in 9 minutes. But Samsung's Galaxy S22 Ultra can charge with up to 45 watts. These are all $800 plus smartphones. So you can understand why I'm taking a
all the phones except for A34 and A35 are 45 watts.
With the 210 brick, you need
very good.
Because if you search up 200 watt charging bricks, you will struggle to find a genuine one for less than $150 on its own. And even those won't actually be able to send 200 watts of power through a single port, like this one can. But it's more than that, because it's not just that you have to bundle in a powerful charging brick, but this phone to be able to receive charge that quickly, Xiaomi have also had to split the 4,300 mAh battery into 2 separate cells and install no less than 3 dedicated chips within it to be able to manage all of that juice coming in. As for how fast all of this makes the charging,
you mean the charging juice, or the cable night, or the battery juice?
It's literally going up in front of my eyes. It's on 40. How many iPhone cables would that be the equivalent of? See how long it takes to get to 100. And while it does that, let's talk about the rest of it. Because even putting the charging aside, the Redmi Note 12 Discovery is quite a unique specimen. I mean, for starters, the design. This phone is bang on halfway between the flat iPhone-like aesthetic that a lot of companies have started jumping on recently, and the more traditional curved back. And it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's got that sharp look without that sharp feel. It's not particularly luxurious. It's basically glass on the front and back and then plastic in the middle. And I'd even go as far as to say that the color and the finish are boring.
Camera rings are kind of
going to start off this video with
a
joke
knockoff.
about just reusing last year's Galaxy S24 Ultra in this year's S25 Ultra durability test video. But then I remembered what I did to last year's S24 Ultra and how little of it was left. Both Apple and Samsung have been on a titanium kick lately. 2 always, and I'm far too lazy of a person to be opening and closing my phone all day, so after 30 days I switched back to an S24 with the grip case and X-ray scan that I've been using ever since. With this phone being so similar to last year's, there's only a few ways to tell if your friend actually got the new Samsung or not. The first method is to take a microscope to the camera lenses.
The S24 is square edges and S25 Ultra is round edges. Funny, a round edge.
They don't immediately appear to be detachable, but you know we'll be doing some more testing on that here in a second. The only other way to tell if someone has the S25 S24 Ultra is inside the S Pen. See, Samsung upgraded the internals of the S Pen with a downgrade, removing all of the Bluetooth hardware. Yeah, it does still have the coil of copper on the tip, so the digitizer on the screen can sense its presence, so the pen can still do all its doodling. But now the S Pen no longer has the ability to do air gestures, or act as a remote camera trigger, or even change the slides on a PowerPoint presentation due to that lack of low-power Bluetooth. It also no longer has an internal battery at the back end. Surprisingly, it still has a slot for the battery, but the batteries are not included. Rumor on the street is that Samsung removed the battery so that they could sell more of their Galaxy finger rings and Galaxy watches, both of which can remotely operate things on the phone, but personally I think that's kind of lame. Either way,
the only main Galaxy S25 Ultra.
just check inside the S Pen. If it doesn't have a battery, it's the newer S25 Ultra. Also, this little woofer is indeed one of the stock wallpapers. Let me know down in the comments what we should name it. One thing Samsung did really well last year is with the invention of the
Self-Dog.
which surprised
Level 3, Level 4, shaky. Level 5, very shaky. Level shaky.
the most scale of hardness. This time on Gorilla Glass Armor 2, we can see quite a few scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. The markings down at level 2 just rub away, so we won't count those. One annoying thing that the phone is doing is telling me that the S Pen is not inside my phone, when it obviously, very clearly, is installed. Maybe it just needs the rest of the pieces. Nope, wasn't
Rip S Pen.
I'm not too sure what's going on here with the glass at level 6. It could be that the glass might just have been a tad too brittle last time, so they dialed it back with Gorilla Armor 2. All I know is glass and glass breaks for everyone, eventually. I'm a massive fan of the totally flat screen though. The 12-megapixel front-facing selfie camera is a hole punch into the center of the screen, right below the razor-thin earpiece.
But he is hyper expensive. More than 2 months of age.
同人哋講開嚟話。呢只啊，隻青蛙，佢識答你，你又驚我話俾你聽。你問隻青蛙喺廁所做乜？樣㗎，你唔好踩死佢先，我話俾你聽。當你食緊唔少蚊啊，話俾你聽。如果唔係，你先開晒花啦，俾我隻咬到。真㗎喎，你唔係四腳蛇啊，呢啲青蛙仔啊嗰啲咧，好中意呢個有位啊呢啲青蛙，呢啲琴佢應係青蛙，白白嗰啲咧，白白啊，又係生錯。你做乜鬼嘢啊？咁打三腳嘅。啊！仲要兩個。
Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a very quick comparison to find out, which might be the more suitable, affordable for you. On one hand, we do have the Honor Magic V5, and on the other hand, we have the Z Fold 7. Now today's video is not going to be bashing either one of the brands. They are both great foldables. The competition is so close now, but we still want to find out which is the more suitable device for you. So anyway, I've got a couple of points down.
The fin or the feet? The mid.
My computer every once in a while, but let's begin and find out the differences here. Alright, so first things first, let's start off with the main elephant in the room. Let's talk about the weight, the design, and the thickness levels. Okay, so my honest opinion here is that they're both very slim. They're both about the same weight. When I just hold them side by side, you can't really tell like is this really lighter than the other. At the end of the day, it's plus minus a couple of grams or a couple of 0 point something millimeters. In terms of the shape, however, I think that's actually a bigger difference that you might want to take note of. So on the Honor Magic V5, this is actually going for a more curvy design. So all around is slightly more curvy, whereas on the Samsung device is a more edgy kind of device. Again, it's really down to your personal preference. In terms of ergonomics, I think the Honor actually does a better job here because of that rounded edges at the side. Whenever you're just holding a phone, it doesn't really poke into your palm. However, for the Samsung device, yes, it looks really good, because it has all these flat edges, flat sides and all that, but it kind of pokes into your palm when you're just holding like this. And it's actually, you might find it a bit hurting after long periods of time. But either ways, this is really down to your personal preference. If you ask me, I actually prefer the ergonomics of the Honor device here. Alright, let's move on. In terms of the second point here, the displays. How are the displays different? Okay, let's put it simply. In terms of the displays, obviously we have one display on the outside, one on the inside. Just in terms of size, I would say that the Samsung's display size is ever so slightly larger than the Honor device. If you're just looking at one single device, you won't really be able to tell, but if you put them side by side, you might notice, yes, the Samsung is slightly ever larger than that of the Honor device. However, when it comes to brightness levels, this is where the Honor device comes in because it goes even higher, all the way up to 5000 nits, whereas it doesn't get that high on the Samsung device. So larger display goes to the Samsung device, brighter display goes to the Honor. Okay, let's move down and see what else we have here in our points. Now moving on, we want to talk a little bit about the chipset. Okay, so they're both running the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Now in terms of power, you can expect both to be the same. However, I did actually run a couple of benchmark tests.
You too! We're taking a 1 month later look at the Galaxy Z Fold 7, and I'm here to unfold.
Now it's pretty simple. So first go into your settings. Then you're going to scroll down to device care. Okay, and at the bottom press diagnostics. Now you are going to need a Samsung account for this. Now scroll down to the bottom and press battery status. So you see for mine it says normal and life is good. So that's the list.
Which design is better? I actually like the old port because now you can't simultaneously charge and listen to music, unless you have wireless headphones, I guess, which are terrible. The Wii U is probably the worst console of the last 20 years, and I think Nintendo's gonna botch the next release because they're gonna do like the Switch 2 or something. I like push to start. The only issue is how expensive the key fobs are. Like, I had to replace it recently. It was like $400. I can't believe there used to be a time when people would just sit upright in a chair for 2 hours straight. Recliners changed the game. I'm a mount guy, though I feel like stands are good if you want to store stuff on them, so kind of split on this. The old ones were more like Peaky Blinders, I think. I don't know, I've never seen that show, but definitely those. And then plastic. These are the deadliest internet challenges in history, so obviously don't try any of these. So the cinnamon challenge had participants eat a scoop of cinnamon without water, which led to a lot of choking and hospitalizations, while the Kylie Jenner challenge led to outsized hospitalizations due to abnormal lip swelling. An estimated 220 people partook in the Tide Pod challenge, which literally had people eating laundry detergent because they claimed it looked like it tasted good, which luckily nobody died, but somebody did die from attempting the one chip challenge, which had people literally eat the hottest chip in the world. The NyQuil chicken challenge challenged people to infuse chicken breast with NyQuil to create a cool looking chicken, but didn't realize that dehydrating the NyQuil increased the potency of the medicine, while planking was a seemingly innocent trend requiring people to plank on random things until this turned deadly in 2012. The No Lacking challenge had people pull up on each other to ensure that they were strapped.
爭我嗰啲封利是㗎嘛，我話唔使啊，唔使一樣咁還啊嘛。唔係話還唔還嘅問題，你明唔明啊？你今次借咗100蚊，你俾佢走賺咗，哦，下次佢咪一樣繼續同你借咯，你幫佢還撚咗咪？嚇？ 佢招咗阿伯嗰單咯，冇招阿邊個嗰單咯？嚇？放生嗰日佢係 ring 緊啊，因為都唔係，放生嗰日佢係唔係啊？佢係 ring 緊啊，佢唔記得咗啊！原主角嗰日跌咗100蚊啊！因為佢一講擲龍眼，我即刻記得啦。因為擲龍眼嗰日就係有原主角話唔見咗100蚊嗰日啊嘛。 我問佢哋兩個踎撚晒喺門口做咩？我就真睇 CCTV 問佢哋踎撚晒喺門口做乜嘢？啊！佢話阿婆婆叫佢哋摘龍眼，俾一啲龍眼我哋攞嚟試㗎嘛。啊！我唔係。
Like a 9 to poverty equals 9.
佢講大話咧，就係因為中國佢睇咩飛？就話佢接緊咗喺渠口，其實佢仲問借嘅。佢幫個仔攬。
Now is an official, but was he released in 2004? August. So is 21 years old around.
你可以問阿國明借100蚊啊！係啊，阿袁國明即刻俾我鏟喺度仆街啦！你去同我塞咗個地拖先。
嗨，大家好，我是倩倩，你的育儿好朋友。
Hello， 大家好，我是大家神队友人不谦 ，A.K.A 家庭工具人，欢迎大家收看倩倩与人不谦的频道。如果你喜欢我们在育儿、婚姻跟家庭生活之间的。
You can play entire songs in the key of E without lifting his finger. Put your pinky in place on the 4th fret G string. Put your index on the 2nd fret D string. Play from the A string down and A chord. Add your ring finger up here on the 4th fret A string. Play from the A string down and you have a C sharp minor. Move your ring finger up one string like this, making sure to keep it kind of bent so that your A string is muted and you have an E or G sharp at the top. Take that finger off the string and bar these two with your index, both of these two strings. Strum from the A string down, which you can easily use as a B chord. Finally, hold this position and strum all strings. Famous songs
E5.
such as this one.
個老母又唔實，你佢又唔實，淨係仆街就日日打電話俾個老母，個老母話生日嗰日都唔實俾佢又話翻工啊！呢啲咁嘅仆街仔，你老味嚇！
神队友人不谦 ，A.K.A 家庭工具人，欢迎收看倩倩与人不谦的频道。如果你喜欢我们在育儿、跟孩子做非常多的沟通，到底要
天气啊，或者是团体分享说他的宝宝啊，好像身上长刺一样，只要碰到手上扎了一下，就马上就洗，抱在身上才可以安稳的睡着，或者是说情绪会好一点点。像前阵子啊，过年的时候，大家提醒回娘家跟婆家，长辈很多，他们抢着抱，都不需要碰到床。到家之后呢，他只要抱着没有任何情况下，他就开始走。要怎么样避免这样子的NG方式呢？首先就是我们要先了解宝宝的需求。如果你能够透过你的作息安排，然后去理解他现在的哭是因为什么原因，每一种哭声它可能代表他不同的需求跟情绪的时候，你就不需要说时时刻刻动不动就把他抱起来啊，以为他哭就是肚子饿就要喂奶啊。所以新生儿会哭呢，他有可能是第一个他饿了，第二个他想要睡觉，第三个可能太冷太热或者尿不湿，还有一个可能就是他感觉到很无聊。所以呢，我们家里就会准备一些安抚的东西，比方说很重要就是奶嘴啊。有时候新生儿呢，他其实不是饿，他只是嘴巴前面有东西，他习惯有个吸吮的东西才能够给予他安全感。然后再来呢，你可能要准备音乐，因为我们家会有强的如果开始走路啊，发出类哭声的时候呢，它就自动会放一些安抚的音乐，安抚宝宝的情绪。再来呢，我们还会准备安抚的娃娃，在过程的时候他会觉得很舒服，可能说会把小朋友呢放在监听架上面，让他自己跟这些玩具触摸，你也不用说一直要花时间去陪伴他，让他可以培养他自己跟自己独处的时间。第五个呢就是故事，其实这个跟奶嘴有一点像，奶嘴是用吸或者是用咬的。新生儿的阶段呢，他可能会先吸，然后后面开始学习要咬东西，你就要给他一些东西是他能够咬的，然后最好是能够粘在他的手上，所以也松不开，不会直接吃到他的手，他可以吃到呼吸器。这些呢都是在育儿路上很有帮助的小物。第二个 NG 的育儿方式呢，每天都帮小朋友洗澡。你如果回到娘家婆家，他们动不动就想要帮小朋友洗澡，他们觉得尿不湿了或者他大便或者吐奶等等之类，他就是需要被洗澡。可是如果没有这样子的特殊状况呢，像我们家大概平均2天到3天才会洗一次。帮新生儿洗澡呢，也会是很多父母出月子中心之后第一个不忘关。那我们前面几集的影片也曾经讲过一些帮新生儿洗澡的方法啦，还有介绍一些可以替新生儿洗澡很好用的一些工具。为什么说不要每天都帮新生儿洗澡，或者是甚至一天洗很多次？是因为新生儿身上呢，它会自然会有一些胎脂，那这些胎脂其实是有助于它的缓慢啊、保湿啊，或者是它在生产出来的时候，这些胎脂其实都是保护它身体的一个基石，不需要特意去用清洁剂把它洗掉，自然的代谢掉就可以了。还有在帮新生儿洗澡的时候，也切记千万不要用大人的沐浴乳，因为新生儿皮肤非常的娇嫩，它其实用清水去洗就可以，尤其是1个月以内的小朋友，通常都只有用清水配合纱布巾去帮他把身上的一些脏污擦拭掉。那还有在帮新生儿洗澡的时候，你特别要注意的是洗澡的温度，不要用大人喜欢的温度去帮他洗。我们一般建议呢，新生儿洗澡温度不要高于体温，大概37、36度，温温凉凉的就可以了。
Somewhere above your shoe, somewhere around your shoe.
新生儿的肌肤也比较不会受到刺激，它也比较不容易会变成敏感性的肌肤。那我们家呢，大概是2到3个月以后才开始会去使用宝宝专用的沐浴乳，因为呢，这时候呢，他身上的胎脂呢，其实代谢的差不多，也会跟着他的成长比较多的活动力，他可能会流一些汗呐，会吐更多的奶啊，难免会有一些味道，你就可以用这些新生儿适合的沐浴乳去帮他洗澡。我们虽然不要每天帮小朋友洗澡，但是新生儿我会建议你每天都一定要帮他洗屁屁哦。我们如果只有洗已经擦，我觉得是不够的。我会建议呢，新生儿用水洗屁屁会比较好哦。第3个 NG 的育儿方式呢，想跟宝宝一起同床睡觉。我们家从第1胎屁宝开始呢，其实我们也是跟屁宝他们一起睡觉的，但是呢，我们就是使用婴儿床的方式。如果有在 follow 倩倩的妈妈们就知道了，我们家呢已经有2张婴儿床。那我们在对婴儿床的选择呢，我们一定要它是可以作为床边床的使用，而且它必须要是成长型，才可以延续它整个婴儿床的使用上的 CP 值。想知道比较详细的婴儿床使用方式，可以看上一支影片。很多爸爸妈妈呢，他其实想要跟婴儿一起睡觉，是因为太喜欢自己小孩，像我就是一样，我还是想要每天就是睡觉的时候跟他们在翻身啊，被子可能不小心会盖到他们啊，有可能就会仰睡的时候呢，他可能会被你的毛巾包覆的很紧，他如果不小心呢吐奶了、饮奶了，也会比较容易噎到。建议呢就是让他用侧睡的方式，不舒服要吐奶了，也可以顺着流下来，不会造成说他可能窒息或噎到的危险。注意绝对不要趴睡，虽然说趴睡呢可以给婴儿更好的安全感，
可是呢，因为他的手啊、脚啊力气还不够，他还不知道怎么样翻身，很有可能不小心就遮盖了他的口鼻，造成窒息的危险哦。那除了树枝以外呢，我们还是会配合使用透气的枕头啊，还有床垫，降低他这样子的危险。另外呢，搭配宝宝的摄影机，时时刻刻的可以监控宝宝他在睡觉的时候有没有可能发生什么样子的意外跟危险。透过 app 可以提醒我们，我们也可以在宝宝睡觉的时候，假设我们在工作，我会更放心这件事情，不需要时时刻刻顾着小孩，然后时时刻刻担心说小孩会发生什么样子的危险。第4个人居方式呢，就是大力的摇晃宝宝。虽然我们自己跟小孩玩啊，或者是说跟朋友的小孩在玩的时候，我们一定都会玩过背高高的东西，小朋友其实也很喜欢。可是呢，在新生儿或者是说小朋友他的脖子还有他的脑部发育还没有完全的时候，大力摇晃或者这种忽高忽低的方式，对他们的脑部都有可能会造成的损伤。但如果呢，你固定好他的脖子，小心翼翼的抱起来，适度的摇晃，这个是可以的哦。宝宝呢，他不需要安，大辅助你必须要把他抱起来，有时候稍微摇一摇，轻轻拍拍他的屁股，轻轻拍拍他的背，很快呢就可以达到一个安抚的效果。千万不要因为宝宝在哭闹啊、不耐烦，然后就摇晃的太大力，或者是用力的去甩动或丢它，都是很危险的。第5个 NG 的方式呢，我觉得是买太大的衣服。很多爸爸妈妈都有这样的意思，就是我衣服买大一点啊，小朋友可以穿比较久啊，反正小孩大那么快，不合身也会变合身的。No， 新生儿的衣服呢大一点点，你可以折啊，或者是说卷啊之类，可是你会发现它的领口啊、袖口啊都是啷啷，你也没有办法达到说真的帮小朋友保暖或者是保护的效果。还有就是等你回头过来发现的时候，你所有的照片都是这样的，不好看。往后再回顾他这个最可爱的时期的时候呢，如果都是这样不好看的照片，事后回想起来，你就算后悔你也来不及了。我们家在生大宝的时候啊，公房倩倩还没出生的时候就已经买到2岁了。但是呢，每个宝宝生长曲线都不一样，今天这样的准备也有可能因为他的时间或者是他体型不适合，就会变得白白浪费钱，反而这样子才没有到省到钱哦。所以这边呢，呼吁各位新手爸妈，不要记得帮小朋友买衣服。在怀孕的时间呢，你大概可以先准备就是1到3个月的包衣，然后等到他出来之后呢，你看看他体型的生长曲线，再去帮他挑选3到6个月甚至到12个月左右的衣服，慢慢的买，然后也会更好看，然后或者你也不会因为买到不合身或不合适的而浪费钱。想要看更详细的新手爸妈挑选衣服，
雖然唔係話多130蚊一雙啊，點知？咪咯，喂大佬，你唔係咁撚大㗎，你知我1支茶，我飲唔晒，我擺翻喺屋企，我夜晚翻嚟我就照飲嘅。係啊，你揾住我走㗎嘛，你又要攞完又咁擺喺度喎。我仆街叫你一打得完就即刻衝緊翻屋企，叫你驚死個閪人嚇，插幾兩萬蚊會。兩個都係咁樣樣㗎嚇。嗰日
जय हिंद दोस्तों, क्या हाल है। जैसे चाय का ट्रे होता है, टेक्निकल ट्रे है, इसमें ऐसे 2 फोन, एक TWS अनबॉक्सिंग लाइफ, इतना कुछ आ सकता है। खैर, फालतू की बातों के बाद हम लोग काम की बात कर लें इस वीडियो में। एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है।
इस वक्त इस टेबल पे 8 लाख रुपए के फोन पड़े हैं और ये हर एक कंपनी का फ्लैगशिप फोन है जो दुनिया भर में बिकता है। और फ्लैगशिप का मतलब है इन सारे ही फोन्स में सबसे एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी डाली गई है जो इस वक्त वर्ल्ड वाइड अवेलेबल है। यहाँ पे जितने भी फोन
iPhone 全系列就是长这个样子。刚刚上手 iPhone 17全系列的模型机，好，那我们今天会全部拿出来了，针对它手感还有它的规格来做一些简单快速的分析，那也让
Wait, I think 17 plus.
17的外貌跟长相是什么样子，然后就直接开始。
Oh, you have one camera?
开到屏幕连，那现在 iPhone 17全系列在我们进行有上手的模具，那模型机
17 Plus, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max
的形式可以让你买到啊。很多传闻性的这个橘色我们也有下定，但目前是还没有收到。现在4支都上手了，针对这些规格啊，还有这些部分，跟大家做一些快速的分析。那在今年可能有想要更换你们手上手机的人，可以快速先了解一下，爆料到现在，那到现在有这个实际上手之后是什么感觉？那我们就先从最入门的 iPhone 17开始来讲。那 iPhone 17的设计来讲，算是对比上一代最没有太多更新，它一样是这个双镜头排列的设计，这个尺寸上面摸起来也差不多啊。那据说它的实际的规格尺寸对比前代会有一点点的差异，那不管是在厚度还有高度啊，还有这个宽度的地方。iPhone 17一直就是最入门的系列，那这个就是可能你今天要买新 iPhone， 你可能不太在意最多的规格，你不太在意它的大萤幕，就只是要有一支新的 iPhone， 然后新的手机，然后配上新的处理器，那可能搭配一些直觉方案，有拿到比较好的地位的话，那应该都是选这一支。那我们来看一下它背后的镜头呢，双镜头是。
Here are the best features coming to the iPhone 17 Pro next month, and it all starts with a new anti-reflective display that will make your iPhone much easier to use outside, and it will be even more scratch resistant than before. The iPhone 17 Pro will also be getting a big camera upgrade, including a new front-facing camera that doubles the resolution to 24 megapixels for the most detailed selfies ever, and a 48 megapixel 5x telephoto lens with a 10x zoom mode for better zoomed in photos, as well as the ability to record 8K video. This will also be the most powerful iPhone ever with an A19 Pro chip and 12 gigabytes of memory and enhanced vapor chamber cooling for better sustained performance. Or, maybe your phone will overheat in the sun. Finally, the 17 Pro will also get bigger batteries in both models this year, but it's the Pro Max model that apparently is getting a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which will be the best battery life ever on an iPhone model.
just like the same capacity on the Galaxy S35 Ultra and all the A series and all the new A series that wait, that is the betas. All the phone in the beta versions. Both 6.9-inch peak sensor spreader, so it might be dropping the resolution. Tight. Sensor slightly denser. Both equal ratio. Resistance, both IP68. Both are similar. Both are around a different battery. 70 Pro Max will provide a little bit less, about as same as the Samsung S35 Quad battery.
我查查这个查的。
呢個我搬翻晒出嚟啊！你 位帶邊個喺面，唔該你同我分翻好佢啊。幾個枕頭9點5啫嘛，同埋一張床單，然之後叫佢個人攬出嚟，你拆緊啲枕頭袋未啊？
拆緊。
床單掹埋出嚟。不如夜晚瞓呢個枕頭好唔好啊？啊？咁樣一個啊嘛。枕頭袋啊？啊！拆咗個枕頭嗰個出去，然之後幫我攞埋嗰張被出去。嗰張被啊，紅色嗰張啊，係啊，攞出去。係，你個人行出去得啦。呢張嘢同我養一養過，然之後你攞你自己張嘢出去養一養過。行出去門口度養一養過，跟住等我洗機。魚子樂，呢扎嘢同我抌晒佢出去洗。同埋頭先嗰啲床嗰度嗰啲床單。 你有幾多個枕頭㗎？你阿媽？你有幾多個枕頭㗎？啊？
嗰陣時3個攞咗1個俾啊嘛。
攞咗1個俾我咩？
係。
哦。咁你幫我攞翻1個出去，俾翻呢2個好冇？啊？你都係3個，呢度2個冧埋1個㗎。你知道？唔係，擺喺個邊邊嗰度㗎嘛呢個，嗰個邊邊，唔係，張床嗰邊係啦，呢度轉翻落去，係啦，我攞嚟夜晚晾嘢㗎。兒子樂，幫我將呢一紮嘢開咗機嚟洗先，聽日攞晒去晾嘅。攞個吸塵機嚟啊，唔做咩？吸塵機啊！攞翻個衣架出去。咦？點解你呢個濕晒嘅呢張被？呢一個拎去入邊嗰個洗衣機洗咗佢，咁洗㗎話？抌咗佢，唔打埋嚿啊！垃圾桶啊！屌你冇撚當張床好似垃圾缸咁啊！話俾你聽下。 快跑啊！屌啱啱又有一隻。攞個電筒嚟。兒子樂，過嚟啊！幫我攞把鐵嘅掃把垃圾鏟嚟。然之後呢啲一箱箱嘅嘢同我搬走晒佢。嗰啲水啊，同我一箱箱搬走晒佢先。鐵嗰個掃把垃圾鏟咧，你行開啊！你死人出去啊！呢啲水同我搬走晒佢先。好攬啊個死仆街啊！差唔多。搬晒佢出去，全部。快啲！二姐話：掃走呢隻垃圾走。掃晒佢。掃晒佢。開晒啦，兩個機咗係嘛？嗯。插嗰掣㗎啦，另外嗰個洗機。唔着嘅。 手佢同我包佢。結婚啦咁。你換緊頭袋啊？呢個拆咗新頭袋，佢換咗佢，然之後叫小哥抌埋落個洗衣機度。你隻錶啊！你隻錶我插電線啦。啊！ 點啊？呢個唔撚要啦係嘛？嚇？
唔要咯。
呢個 case 開咗咩唔用啊？你睇下，妖男啊嗰啲咁嘅充電線嗰啲。點啊？等我陣。